I don't even want my own name. I want my name to now be a sound that you can only simulate, like dragging a pig through dirt, like. Why am I giving them any easy access to me? Like, what's your name? And I'll say it's 18 musical notes. Bong, gong, 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 gong.
See, dude, Chinese right there. It's
Oh, dude, everything sounds like Chinese to me. You ring a little bell, it sounds Chinese. I'm like, everything's racist.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Hello.
hey, man.
How are you?
Pretty good.
It doesn't sound Chinese, but it could be. How are you? Is it Chinese or like a disability? You're like, oh.
That's the thing with Chinese, dude, is it's like, I don't know any other tonal languages. Like, what tonal languages are there? The thing with a tonal language like Chinese is if you're making weird tones, like weird noises like that, it sounds Chinese, dude.
Dude, that's my favorite is like that person in Liverpool that knocked her head and she woke up with a Chinese accent. Oh.
yeah.
And she goes, it's called voiceitopia. And she's like, me number 9, I live in number 9 in Scousey. I don't want to do it on this because I'm pretty sure we haven't filtered everyone out. There must be a few people. Imagine if someone like 78 episodes or 83 in is like, whoa, easy. Like they didn't know what they were in for. Whoa. That's a lot.
This one was too much. This one was the one that they put their hands up and said, no, not for me, not anymore.
Dude, it's actually an amazing filter because Netflix, all the Yankee Doodle Yanks are doing Vietnamese. Gillis is doing Vietnamese. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. Downsy, this and that. And then the Australians, who only sell like dinner plates to a couple of housewives, we're in there going, oh, we're trying to hold the ethics up. I'm like, just give in. Let's do some Do you know that's where the money is?
The thing with all of those people who get hit in the head and they wake up and they're speaking French or Chinese or whatever, they can do the noises, but it's never the actual language. And then they have because it's a mental thing, right? Like they are lying.
Yeah.
They hit their head and they're like, man, it'd be so funny if I was Chinese. Yeah. And then like a doctor shows up and he's like, man, I'm Chinese. You're not saying anything that makes sense. But they have to commit. Then they're stuck in this sort of...
It was exactly what I said that Tourette's is the best stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Tourette's is effectively perfect comedy. All that anyone's trying to do is just get Tourette's. They're trying to say the unexpected, say the worst possible thing in every situation. And it's like, that was all that Curb Your Enthusiasm was. It was Tourette's. Just saying the worst conceivable thing in everything. Where you just go, oh, this food tastes like shit. And they're like, what have you done, Larry? I don't like it. What am I meant to say? It's overcooked. It's fucking overcooked, you whore. You're a slut. Everyone thinks you're a slut. What are you saying about my wife? You're a loser. You have a dead-end job, Nigel. And we're like, how good is Larry? Saying what we all want. Basically, I'm shocked that it's only autistics in the comedy game. Everyone should just be Tourette's. Tourette's rules. Tourette's rules. But you know what? Can you even are there certain sounds that have been taken? Like a whale sound? Like, is that offensive?
And that's what I was saying about Chinese, dude. Like with a tonal language, if the noises that you're making, the tones are too far away from the median range.
Yeah.
You start to sound like you're insulting the Chinese languge.
You know, you grab a balloon and you hold it and you make that.
Yes.
That could be racist. Or like you're at a petrol station putting fuel. You're putting air in your wheels and there's a hissing sound and you end up arrested for a race crime. They're like, that sounds... And they're like, hey, all I was doing, that's just a winch pulling something up on a trade site. And they're like, well, it needs to be chained. You're going to have to oil that chain because it's sounding like... That's the beginning of Chinese.
Man, did you see... Speaking of, did you see Albanese inviting Xi Jinping to Australia? Sort of to survey the land like Simba and a Lion King. Like, all of this will be yours one day.
Yeah. Dude, and it's like he's going to need you. Like he's like, hey, I think we'll get the lay of the land. Once we bomb the fuck out of you, a lot of this landscape's going to change. Like, once the nukes rain down. Albanese, man. Alba fucking Sneezy. We're doormat boy. He fucking bends for everyone. This guy used to be in Marrickville operating the sausage sizzle. He didn't even know how to say no to a surf life-saving fundraiser. I'm like, dude, I saw him at that footy game and he fucking was operating the sausage sizzle for 3 hours. You know that cuck person that ends up just at Bunnings, you know, like that can't say no? And they're like, oh, we'll be right back. And he's there for 4 hours grilling sausages and he wasn't angry. He's just a weak man that's like, do you know, he's like this, they'll be back. They'll be back. I heard today an announcement on the radio that they were going to have a formal, finally, the wait's over, sorry for formaldehyde babies. We're finally going to apologise.
What is it?
Formaldehyde.
No, it's
formaldehyde.
I know the word you're saying.
Formaldehyde. It's formaldehyde. It's the deformed babies, right?
Dude, they
No, but I'm saying like that's a long time coming. I didn't know anyone had resisted the saying an apology to that. I thought as soon as they gave that, it's meant to settle your stomach, right, when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And it turned out it just separated the lip from the brain. It made a fucking
it was not good.
Aqua baby.
Thalidomide.
Thalidomide, was it bad?
They had a big payout to people who suffered from it, man.
Yeah, but they said the wait's over. We're going to apologise.
No.
Like,
I know, but like, who's apologising? Because they already paid a bunch of people who suffered.
No, well, it was on the radio.
They gave them big payouts. There was a comic in Brisbane who had some kind of birth defect from thalidomide.
Did he?
Yeah, and he got like a big payout.
Is it a defect if they tried to put these people in water? They might be mutant. They might be actually be superpower. Where you go, holy fuck, he's swimming underwater and he seems to be breathing. And we're like, do you know what I mean? Like, you never know.
That's disappointing about all birth defects, all of we've had Fukushima and Chernobyl, all of these quite huge catastrophes, lots of radiation. And there's no birth defect has ever been like a cool power.
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't Pfizer be able to find a benefit and go, hey, you say disability. We say, have you ever put your head in a vat of water? You can breathe through your eyes. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, you can hang on to the side of seaweed. You can actually consume underwater seaweed. Do you know what I mean? Like, there must be some benefit to every defect. And I'm like, hey, have you tried to whistle through that cleft lip? The sound of an angel.
I mean, what would it be with the thalidomide? Like, you're missing an arm.
No, it's an aqua, people.
You're missing an arm, but you never feel nauseous. You've never felt like you can you can read in the car, you can do whatever you like. You're never getting seasick. Like, that's your cool superpower, is the inability to feel nauseous.
We feel bad that you don't have limbs, but have you considered the fact you've never been seasick? Big problem for a lot of people, and you get nauseous on heights. Do you know, if you stood somewhere high, you'll be very relaxed. You'll be pleased to know there's no inertia. Have you gone at G-Force 6? Because guess what? You'll love it. It is great. That cleft lip at fucking G-Force power. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole evolutionary cycle. It is, all mutations can potentially be a benefit. Maybe the formaldehyde people are the only ones that AI want when they destroy it all. Do you know, someone was saying that to me and it was funny. They were like, I'm talking to the natural ruler on ChatGPT for when they take over so that they could assist. And they're like, why the fuck would AI want humans? Like, you're not going to have a part. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're totally compliant, Why would they use us? It's a good argument, don't you think?
like what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying like when AI takes over, as if they're going to keep a handful of humans around and go, you know what? They amuse me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They're useless.
Yeah. It'd be for things like plumbing, man. That's the stuff they can't do. They can't. AI can't like those fine motor skills.
Yeah, guess what? They don't shit. They don't shit, dude. They don't waste resources like that.
Okay,
Only
well
a
then
human.
let's say basic electrical work, like getting in the walls, whatever it is, like those things. That's where it falls apart, man.
Yeah, but you can just tie a flashlight to a cockroach or a little rat. Run a rat on a string. Dude, why didn't they use more stuff?
Don't you think you would have like a small group of enslaved tradies to do your AI bidding? That'd be the thing, man.
I suppose they would have them like, do you know, like maybe to clean the dust fan on the monitor, they go in and blow.
Yeah.
Or, you know, to get into weird spots. So you probably keep them just for convenience.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's going to be a long time before you've figured out like those fine motor skills for an AI powered robot. You know,
I saw Ronnie Cheng had done his he did our bit, like obviously it was in the media about ChatGPT.
Which bit?
Oh, about how they had the CEO had been lying.
Oh yeah,
because he's host that show now, or he had a trial host.
Which show?
This guy, everything's come up roses for Ronnie. Hey, pretty much. It's like he's got the dream life. Like everything worked. I've never met anyone like this. Is this guy the luckiest fuck of all time? Like
people love Ronnie, man, and he's the nicest dude.
Dude, he started comedy. Within weeks, he sponsored the largest Chinese beer brand. I'm like, he's still doing open micers with me. Like, how come he's getting... Why is his face on a bottle? And I'm like, is this guy the luckiest human ever born? I mean, like, he's the only open micer that was actually had a brand deal for a national liquor company that maybe made him $500,000 and he still didn't have a type 5. I'm like, where has that ever happened? And then he has basically been sent to torment all other comics, their jealousy and bitterness. Just watching him, and you're just like, it's just so abundantly apparent that we shouldn't be doing stand-up when you see how easy it was for him and how hard we've worked.
He's magnetic, man. People want to be around him. They want to help him. They want to lift him up.
Yeah, but I don't.
You don't. Yeah, you're very angry.
Because I'm jealous.
Very angry.
You know what happened? That came up, and it said after, and I've done this a lot. The algorithm asked, do you want to see more or less of these types of videos? And I'm like, less! None! I've done it for everyone. What's this? Dude, I'm literally going wild. Every comic's IG has 1 million views on one clip. I don't know what they are, but even an open micer here, that I don't even know if he speaks English. Like, he's new to the country.
Is this a Sash guy?
No, I looked on his IG, $1.8 million views on a reel of his stand-up. Stuff that, like, he's bombing. This guy's bombing every show. I'm like, this was his trial show to his family. 1.8 million people loving it. There's not even a punchline. I don't understand what it is. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And the algorithm's going, oh, more. And I'm like, fuck. Fucking life sucks. But the worst part is the only videos I've got is that teddy bear act out, which looks like I'm doing it in a shed, or one video footage from a trial show, which was the beginning of Circling the Drain. And I swear and say fucking cunt about 50 times because I'm basically having a panic attack. It's the only footage I have of my stand-up is the first time I ever did an hour on stage. Those are the only clips I can put up. The very first hour. The trial show, I'd never been on stage more than 20 minutes. And I'm like, guess what, you lazy shit? That's the only clips I have access to put into the algorithm. And I'm like, they don't go well. And then Ronnie Cheng is fucking in Marvel. I saw a fucking cartoon. They made a whole movie about Ronnie, Mr. Snippy. Mr. Snippy. It's he's the new fucking, you know that grasshopper that sung?
I'm looking this up now. Hold on.
He's Mr. Snippy, the Christmas movie. It's based on Ronnie Cheng, his voice, Mr. Snippy comes down. It's like that grasshopper that sung Eliza Doolittle. What's that fucking movie with the grasshopper that whispers in your ear?
Isn't that also Pinocchio? Jiminy Cricket?
Jiminy Cricket has been replaced. It's now called Mr. Snipchy. It's fucking Ronnie Chang is the new fucking Jiminy Cricket. They've just changed time. Moby Dick is Ronnie Chang.
Man, I don't know. Like, I can't find this. I don't know how.
Do you know what's actually doing my head is I cannot escape comedians. Like every ad is comedians. Everything is comedians. And we've spoken about it before. Bus stops are comedians. So if they're not bombing on stage, I see them bombing fucking on the side of a bus stop. I'm like, when can I stop seeing these cunts? They're fucking, the algorithm knows that I do stand-up, so I'm seeing all their fucking podcast shit. And then I'm like, okay, I need to clear my head. I'll go for a drive. On the drive, every bus stop is a fucking comic doing better than me. Waving.
Man, you
15 grand to say they can't get erections.
You made it through the license suspension time successfully. You didn't get...
Oh, dude, guess what? No rules apply. I did it. And you know what? I didn't do it. You can't prove it now because it's humius. What's it? In the past. Humius?
Posthumous is after death.
No, there's some. Anyway, listen. It all works. And you know what was so crazy? I'd set it up, like the company name, my license.
Posthumous. Not posthumous, posthumous. Yeah, posthumous is after death.
Yeah, but you know what's so good is now it didn't exist, but I've kept the same structure because I suddenly realized, like, why do you ever want the police or anyone to know where you live or who you are? I'm like, this structure that I've got where the company car and then my license is put to a false address and redirected. Theoretically, allegedly, police, if you're listening right now, guess what?
Have you done the switch out with the car so it's under the company name now?
Yeah, and also my license is now affixed to a random address and I've got to redirect back to another address. So basically, I've set up as if I've got a criminal enterprise, but all I'm doing is avoiding parking fines and random. I'm just avoiding speeding tickets. But I thought, you know what? Maybe I never want... Why did I even want... Like, I don't even want my own name. I want my name to now be a sound that you can only simulate, like dragging a pig through dirt, like... Like, I just... Why am I giving them any easy access to me? Like, what's your name? And I'll say... It's 18 musical notes. Bong, gong, 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 gong.
See, dude, Chinese right there. It's
Oh, dude, everything sounds like Chinese to me. You ring a little bell, it sounds Chinese. I'm like, everything's racist. I had a little door creak, and I was like, is that racist? Is the door being racist? I bashed it off its hinges. A squeaky door could be another race, so I have to hit it. They're racist. Everything's racist. But we already done that on this pod.
What?
The fact that you...
What have we done?
The fact that you sit with your friends at school is your problem. If you truly wanted to be... if you truly wanted to end racism, even you shouldn't have friend groups. It's disgusting that you're excluding other people.
Yeah, you did say that, yeah.
Well, the exclusion of anyone is the creation of the same fucking problem.
I know.
Sit with everyone.
I know, but then we talked about how, can you have a good birthday party without... not inviting someone. Yeah, it has to be.
I've gone very dissociative now. It's crazy.
What do you mean?
Just life is like, I feel like I'm in a, like...
Do you feel like you're looking through like a sheet of glass?
I just feel like, you know, when you had a fake model world where you had little train tracks going through it, it's almost like that now. Like, people don't seem real. Everything they said seems totally absurd. I'm like... It feels like it's a waxworks. I feel like I'm basically living in Madame Tussauds.
Yeah.
Except they're verbal.
That's...
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And this woman's like, ha ha. Even when I was walking to this pod. Oh, sorry, I opened the door near you. And I was like, well, fuck. And then I can't tell if they can hear what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm saying vicious, nastier and nastier stuff to them to see if they react.
You're pretty accurately describing derealisation.
I now whisper death is coming when I go past anyone over 60. Death is coming. I said, where will they die? Where will they die? Where will they die? Where will they die?
Do you think maybe it's derealization that you're experiencing?
Dude, it is the ultimate realization where you realize it's a weird script.
Man,
script.
not derealization, man. You're experiencing derealization.
Christmas kills me, though. Christmas kills me because just the number of smiles. It's insane. Just looking at these people smiling so much. Just seeing like their mood lift. With no like notable change, just a general agreement that there's a big day where we all get drunk and eat turkey, and that's such a big deal to these people.
How are you so certain that the association is between Christmas and that's the reason why people are smiling?
I just find it so weird feeling the mood lift as people think, we've done it, another year. Did we make some of our goals? Yeah, we had our New Year resolutions. Did we achieve all of them? None. We achieved none of them. But we're around, and we know, and a new year, a new me. A fucking nightmare continues, cunt.
But why are you ascribing? Why are you joining those two dots? Are you seeing people in public and they're dressed Christmassy, or are you just like?
I just see crazy things, right? I drove past a new build house. And I knew, like, oh, this is someone's fucking dream. One of those shit Dale Orcock piece of shit, 3-bed white monstrosities, soulless fucking, better off building it out of Lego, just fucked. And out the front, they had 4 candy canes for no reason, just dug into the dirt. And I was just like, what a fucking joke. Just nothing else. And I was just like, oh, well, I guess this is Christmas. And just imagining this piece of shit that went to Spotlight, and I don't know why they bought 4, and I don't know why they were randomly placed. Like, there's a lot of brickwork. This is maybe like 20, 30 meters street front, and for 1.5 meters, there's 4 candy cans dug into the dirt, and that, to me, summed it all up. Just arbitrary sort of gestures, just weird shit.
Literally forced into the dirt.
Dude, and just the idea of them imagining, well, it's Christmas coming up. We'll have to do something, Jeff. You pop into Spotlight and get some candy canes. And then just whoever put them in just having such disinterest that they're not even like spread out, that they're just 4 shoved together into dirt because they haven't grown lawn because it's Dale Orcock and they didn't get the garden package. So they've only got sand. They've only got fucking sand. And they dug 4 in. And then I was wondering, like, what, are they going to have fucking family photos in front of that shit? And there's just a thought of, just the idea that everyone does the same stuff. The concept that everyone's got to race out to get a ham and a fucking turkey. Like, that no one goes, you know what, I'll get fucking trout. Maybe have fish like my ex's mum did. She hot fish on a 50-degree day. We had to have fucking fish. Fish soup, fish eyes. But I'm like, at least she was different. As everyone cuts as everyone scoops into the trifle, careful, there's a fair bit of brandy in there. It's so annoying, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, turkey sucks. Christmas ham also pretty shit. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't want to eat it any other time of the year. That's the reason, man. Like, it's a big push, because when else are you having these awful meats?
Dude, I used to be like that, and I'm a nihilist, so I'm like a negative cunt, but I'm like, I just seeing, you know, it's the equivalent to those barbecue aprons. Do you know the ones where they've got something silly written on it?
Yeah.
And you go, oh, this is, and you imagine their glee. And a lot of the dads at the school are like this, the glee where they, do you know, like virtually in my head, they're those fake breast aprons.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, this will be all right. This will be all right. And it's going, jingle bells, pull my dick. Or like maybe not that, but jingle bells, jingle my bells. And there's a big pointing at his ball sack. And you have the memory of him when he bought his 4 candy canes. And he also thought, this will go down well when we do the prawns. No one likes prawns, but we do prawns because we watched that Croc Dundee ad. That fucking Jim Carrey chuck a shrimp on the Barbie. Australia Day. Oh, we'll put some pork on the Barbie because we've been advertised to. And then I imagine him loading it up, and the worst is the matching when the couple's both wearing aprons. Mm-hmm. Tweedledee and Tweedle fucking dumb is all it should write on it. and they wander around and they try, it's like New Year's. They try so hard to make it fun because it's all they've got.
Yeah.
You can see the come on. And then, things get a bit drunk and they push everyone in the pool and they're just like, this has to work because this is it for us. This fucking better be a good day.
Yeah.
You've worked all year for that moment. And you're like, this is the moment. Like these genetic links, these eight
it's the same.
people
It's the same as the big planned holiday because you have 3 weeks of the year that are put aside for the holiday. So if it's not a good time,
it's got to be good.
and you get wrapped up in the planning of it, and then it's more imagined than it is experienced.
And then there's a lot of arguments, but I always wonder, like, they're always put out by strangers. So like if a girl brings her new partner, it changes. I feel like they're on display. Like you can feel the uncle trying to make it look better than it normally is.
Right.
When there's an independent witness around and you can feel that the family's lit up, they're on best behavior, trying to like impress.
Yeah, everything becomes a bit of a show.
And they're demonstrating their genes. Look at this. We're fun-loving. We're fun-loving. We're all desk jockeys. We all do boring jobs, but like, I'm wearing my Tweedledee fucking apron. And look at me, I pinched someone's butt on the way through. You got to have fun, don't you, Jeff? You got to have fun. You only live once. Let's go have a cigar.
I was watching some fucking Our Planet documentary the other day.
Yeah.
Every fucking bird in the rainforest, you've got the regular looking female of the species, and then you have the male, and it's like bright blue with yellow bits coming off of it, and it has to learn like a 45-minute dance, and it has to do a huge dance in the middle of this patch of rainforest that it's cleared of everything to impress the female, and it gets 2 seconds on the back of it if it works out. It gets to bust, and it's done. That's all of life.
Dude, that is what I find so funny because you watch those nature documentaries and humans are like, fuck, that's a lot. But then you see them all in their pink pop collars with the Rolex watch and you know what I mean? I remember when I used to go to the Cod Hotel and I saw like 50 guys with pink collars popped up and they all had white shoes on and I'm like, it's actually the same thing, right? But they can't see it for that.
Well, the bird thing is exactly the same as having someone's bringing the new girlfriend over for Christmas. It's the same sort of everyone's on display, best behavior, got to impress. It's all part of the dance, man.
And then it's the same. You get like Eminem come on and you see 3 of the birds' heads pluck up. Then my tea's gone cold, I'm wondering, and they're doing like a slow rap to it, my baby, or and they've got like moves, and like you see them at the nightclub. That's probably not a good song. They're probably not playing that. But do you know when they've got, when you see someone's got a party trick? I love a party trick where they go, he's got to do it. You got to do it, and it's like. You lose yourself in the moment. There's no the moment. And I love a night out where you trick a guy into doing his stand. You lose yourself in the moment rap. And he's up there and he's a bit awkward because he's in accounts and you can see him like, and you slowly he gets confident and he doesn't realize people like me are just mocking him. And the reason I'm clapping and loud is because it's hilarious. He's like a wind-up doll, but he's in there. Move it. You're going to shoove it. And I'm like, what a fucking turd. But there are people with party tricks. Do you know the party trick? Boy, there's people that go out and have certain maneuvers where they'll show like drinking a beer one. They open it on the eye and then do the hurricane.
Yeah.
What are some other ones I can think of? I used to do the fighting under your armpit, and you do. They told me, pum.
Sorry, your party trick was doing it for armpit fart noises.
I did armpit fart noises to parappa-pum-pum, rappa-pum-pum, rappa-pum-pum. And that was when I was about 5, though. I outgrew it. But I remember thinking, wow, and my granddad would do it, and we're like, we've got them in the palm of our hands. But then you realise, like, you can get pigeons with any seed in the hands. Do you know what I mean? You haven't done anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not being that you just start to realize people get impressed. Like my favorite is the heavy-set girl that would do that snake on the ground.
The worm.
A bigger one that will do a worm. Drunk worms rule. Hey, and you know what we used to do at a period was human pyramids. That was popular.
Where are you doing human pyramids?
You just at a festival, wherever. You just build a pyramid out of people, and then when you fell, you try to put your knee into someone. Nah, I didn't do that. But a drunk worm's the best.
Yeah. It's a lot of it is like an older relative appropriating some kind of hip hop culture. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like Jeff can beatbox. You got to see him beatbox.
Oh, indeed.
And Jeff's like 58. He's real old, glasses, scrawny.
And it makes sense. It makes sense when you're young because I remember like they'll play like "Can't Touch This" and you point to your penis, but you're like 4 or you're 8 or something. But then you actually have this real jarring moment where you see like a 60-year-old uncle doing the same joke and you're like, oh, we don't really ever evolve. Can't touch it. Why won't you dance to me? And he's on the esky. Do you know when they've got a certain look with their dance? I've realised everyone's got one pose that they've got in their drunk dance. Do you have a certain move you do? You don't dance.
I don't drink really either, so man, I like a good Melbourne shuffle, dude. You know, it's all really hard EDM stuff that I like. But no, I don't know.
I had a wedding and I often used to get my shirt off and then put my tie around my neck like a ninja. And then one of the other things I'd do is spray beers. I'd get both beers and just
at weddings.
I'd like get beers and I would like do like Formula One, like you've won the race, and spray the crowd in circles. We used to do that with champagne as well. You'd get 2 bottles of champagne, expensive, and then spray everyone in the face as you spun around. But those what's annoying is when you get trapped by the same game you did. You know when you get the dork to do karaoke or do his fucking worm and you're all actually mocking him and going, he's such a fucking dickhead. That's happened to me at weddings where I've got my shirt off. I've got my shirt off and my like tiny dick and like I'm half naked. And then I look up and I see 3 of the guys filming me, but in a scornful, mocking way. And then through the drunk, I'm like, I'm getting fucked. They fucking tricked me. And it's too late because I'm like, and I'm like, anyone, especially with alcohol, can fall victim to being the school bus dickhead. Do you know the nerd that gets his dick out and everyone actually then calls him slim dick for the rest of his life? And do you know what I mean? Like the guy that gets put up to her. But everyone's had that moment where you realise you don't have friends. They're scorning you. And they're they're bonding off your trauma. Like, it's exactly what we said for the birthday. You suddenly realise, I am helping build a lifelong friendship, but it's between those 2 guys that have talked me into doing this. I will now be their story. Remember when Wolfie did that? Yeah, you can see his fucking, he had shit all up the side of his back. He's singing fucking Can't Touch This, pointing at his asshole. Wow, what a great show. If you want more Sure Thing, check out the Patreon. Longer episodes, Patreon exclusive episodes every week. And most importantly, it's the best way to show you care. Patreon.com, Sure Thing.
Someone pointed out to me that you seem to be searching for some kind of like romantic idea of authenticity at the moment.
Oh, what do you mean, man? I think I'm waiting for the apocalypse. I want to see a big wave on the horizon.
Like what? What you've been talking about recently is sort of like a 19th century romantic idea of like a search for authenticity. Like it's the breakdown of other people's disingenuous moments or behaviors or like traditions, just ideas of
man, I'm disassembling it, but I feel like I'm not really on a search. It's more like in that final scene of Point Break where the guy just paddles out and goes, I'll see you. It's Big
But
Wednesday.
that's what I mean. That is a search.
It's Big Wednesday, and he paddles out, and he goes, "I won't be coming back in," and you just paddle.
I think that moment is definitely like a romantic, authentic moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything else has been stripped away. The gang's not there anymore. It's not about the money. It's just about what it was always about, man, which was one man and the waves coming together, bro. It's all about that, dude. It's all about getting them fucking hang tens, man.
It's that inept feeling where you realize you're a feeble little bitch. It's like the guy that tries to stand up to the high school bullies, and he's like and he throws the punch, and then this is where I'm at right now, and then it's much worse. They're holding him down, dropping loogies in my mouth, and I'm like, there's a bit where they go and they grab my bag and they're like, Winky, Winky, stuck him in the dinky. And I'm like, fuck off. And then I finally go like, fucking, that's enough, Roderick. Fucking go. And then they're like, oh, this is the moment I'm in. Oh, he's standing up for himself. And so, now I'm about to have the worst moment of my life where I'm actually stripped naked. They shave me down and spitting on me. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's actually this futile lashing out at the world, but it's about to fucking steamroll me like Point Break. I'm about to get dumped and destroyed. I'm yelling shit on the street, and suddenly some old guy's going to go, "What's that? What did you say? Death's coming. Fuck, I'll have you know." And then he just beat me heavily with his walking stick, and eventually I'm on the ground going, "Leave it. I'm sorry, I'm not mentally well. I was being stupid, okay? I shouldn't have said it, okay? I'm sorry." And he's like, "Shut your mouth, you little fucking upstart." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, okay? I'm just angry. I just hurt, okay? I'm sorry. I don't feel connected anymore, okay? I'm having dissociative thoughts. I'm not welcome. I'm looking into a snow globe."
That's it, man. Not feeling connected anymore, which is like it makes.
I'm unwired, dude.
It makes sense, man.
I'm no longer plugged in.
It's very difficult to. You start seeing all of the disingenuous things that people are doing around you, and it's easy to categorize everything as like a disingenuous.
Dude, it has got insane, man. Like, I'll go to the shopping malls and just walk around, and it's just crazy to me. It's like these are just like, you're not in the real world. I'm just looking around, just almost overwhelmed at the footage, just going, what is this? Where the fuck are we? Do you know what I mean?
Man, you know what I'm sensing? I'm sensing a little callback to that simulacra thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
The supermarket's a perfect example of it, because it's absurd to see everybody in like this whitewashed halogen light. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Naturally, it would never happen. Like they've got a mango in one hand and like and sheep in the other, and like how would you get those two? They never existed in the same place in the natural world.
None of it makes sense to me anymore, dude. And I suppose I summed it up last week when I was getting angry with seeing people outside of my vehicle just eating or moving. I'll see things that infuriate me. Do you know at T-ball? And I'll see like a married couple just touch hands and look at each other and smile. And I'm like, what is this shit? Fucking overdone. I'm like, what's this? The worst is I keep going to parks and just lying in them. And then the parks get destroyed by someone. There's one where these obviously this couple are cheating on their husband and wife. They're in like utility clothes and they come and have picnics and then make out heavily on the lawn. So I had to stop going there because I thought I came a few times to see if it was regular, and it was like, yeah, they grope each other under that tree every fucking day at about 1 o'clock. I don't know if they work at like Vodafone or Telstra or some shit, but they had like utility shit on. But then yesterday I went to a park and I just like lay in a park and it was just, everything's annoying. There was a street cleaner that came, and then there were two ravens. Like they're called ravens here. They're crows, whatever.
Yeah. But
just squawking almost at me, like, you know, knocking on the chamber door. And I was lying, and they were just rah, rah. And I was like, I eventually had to like try throw things at them, and they flew off. But I was saying like, there was no moment. No reprieve from the simulation, dude. Even when I had that moment with the fly screen, that I ran with, the beekeeper's thing.
Yeah,
and the flies would normally
in your beekeeper outfit, yeah.
The flies would normally break my stream of consciousness by like going up my nose so that I short-circuited any thought of like introspection or reflection. But even them draping on the net, I realised it had taken me out of the moment because I was aware that there were 10 flies resting on the fly screen. I was looking at them.
Also, maybe because we had been talking about the like you looking like a beekeeper while you're going for a run. So you're also thinking about that. Like you're thinking about our dissection of it at the same time.
Beekeepers. Oh, dude, they must be crazy when someone gets in my state for other people to see it. Because I am acting ridiculous.
Yeah, well, you're yelling at people. That's like you're searching.
No, not just yelling. Like we had out the front of our house a bee. Did I tell you how we had the beehive? And I took it out?
I don't think so. Did you wear your suit for it?
I just drowned them all. I drowned them with hose.
Dude, hold on. you had a beehive outside.
Yeah, and I just slaughtered it.
You can't drown bees, man. You can't be doing that.
I know. I felt bad, dude.
What
I didn't do it. Delete this.
Dude,
no, but what I was saying...
Did you drown bees?
I wasn't trying to drown them. I wanted to try and move them on.
Yeah.
With water.
And what happened? With what the fuck?
Water sedates them.
Honeybees. Water doesn't sedate bees, man.
Dude, we had a fucking beehive there, okay? So I covered in water.
That's what they did. That's the civil rights movement as well, man. They got those fire trucks out there. Like, water, it sedates the protesters.
Okay, anyway, well, I sprayed it, and then I took to it with a baseball bat, and I realised the neighbour might have seen me.
Dude, it's bees. You're supposed to call someone to come and get the bees, man.
Well, rest assured they're gone now.
The bees are dying, dude.
They're gone now.
Please, they were wasps or something. Like, they had to have been.
Yeah, well, let's say it was wasp for the pod.
Fuck me. Oh, my God.
We're going extinct as well. Everyone's going extinct.
Okay, so...
Dude, I didn't do the bee thing, but what I was going to say... was in my mania just to create like chaos, I realized if someone followed me around, it would be crazy ride about what I do. Just crazy shit. No, I didn't hurt the bee. Delete the bee bit because I want to keep my likability up to get some Patreons. I didn't hurt bees. Get rid of bees because it's the same with Albanese. I'm
not
worried
getting rid of
because
the
some people vote for Albanese, so I'm like, let's just fucking pretend he's all right. He's a cuck in the cupboard, dude.
So you relocated...
He's a cuck in the cupboard. Alba Sneezy, man. This guy is basically watching his wife get fucked from a cupboard. You know it. He's a pussy, dude. He's such a weak puss. He's saying sorry to everyone. That's, the people pleaser. You don't apologise.
What are you thinking?
You don't ask for...
How do you feel about the derealisation?
Oh, dude, it's crazy, man. Just being like... out of it. It's a weird sort of liberating moment of freedom and then also complete loneliness and isolation at the same time. But there is a joy in it to just be totally detached from everything. You know how they always talk about time? That every moment is all happening at once and it's just our concept that it's spread out, that everything happened at once. Feels like that.
Right.
You're aware of that. It feels like you're aware of that.
Yeah.
That you're aware that all of time happened at one moment, which is obviously the physics theory, right? It feels like you're capable of grasping that in your mind. Yeah,
yeah.
That is dissociation.
I kind of know what you mean.
It feels like you understand it. No, like you can conceptualize of, you know how in your head days are weeks and months and it's linear?
Yeah.
You can conceive of it as an instance. Everything, all of time.
I do know because I've experienced derealization through acid, but then also through flashbacks almost.
Yeah.
Like I'll if I'm really tired or something, I can occasionally go to that
That's
place.
It, dude. Yeah, it's deja vu, right? You know when you feel deja vu and there's sort of an airiness to it, like fuck, that happened before. But it also is dissociative in a way because it makes you feel like how fake everything is in a way. It's sort of like a glitch in the Matrix. Like it helps you to see through reality the conscious experience. Like you start to become aware of that being chemicals and feelings and sounds and sights and nothing being real. And it's actually a fucking elevated feeling, man. You feel like, wow. But then also, it's like what we said, becoming aware you're in the experiment, and then you start banging on the glass, which is what I've been doing. Hello!
I have to shake myself out of it. Like that, I can do that if I feel. It's almost like I can feel it on the edges of my vision. Like I can feel it, like starting to happen, and I have to, oh shit, try and shake it away, because sometimes it's a very scary place to be in. It's not good. It's
what's at the base of, like, you know, when you're dying, DMT, acid, it all goes back to that hard reset, that feeling of like seeing through the Wizard of Oz and you see the man on the bike. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of the description of it, but it's very hard to verbalize what you're doing, but it is what it's basically short-circuiting and suddenly not being in it.
I think the best description in relation to LSD I've come across is that it removes your ability to filter information.
Yes.
So you suddenly...
That's it! You've summed it up!
Because instead of just experiencing what's important, suddenly you're conscious of like the lyrics from a song or whatever, and then it ties into how you're feeling and like...
It's that ability to modulate ideas.
You're seeing everything all at once, which you should never be doing, and you're making connections in between ideas and stuff that's happening in real life, and it's all too much all at once.
It's actually perfectly described what you said, because hypothalamus or whatever the fuck it is, one of those things in your head, but it modulates tens of thousands of ideas and picks out patterns and what's important.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that processor stops working, so you just see all the flashes and everything, and you can't really distinguish what's important.
And you see patterns and everything as well, like literally, visually, but also in your head, you're aware of.
So you start to see everything all at once. And what normally happens is you've got a bias in your brain that will just cherry pick and go like, ooh, parking, and maybe let's get some candy canes for the front of our Dale Orcock house to celebrate Christmas. But you're able to zone in and you can actually go like, oh, Jeff's having fun with the breast apron. But when you're out of it, you suddenly see thousands of Jeffs, and you see all the past of it, and you remember as a kid your aunt pointing out the breast apron and laughing hysterically, and then you have all the backstory of it, and then it suddenly seems really lame when you see that office guy doing the snake, and you feel like you want to beat his head repeatedly in with a glass, and then, you know, because you're bored.
There's another related thing called depersonalization, where you become in the same way that you become aware of all of that stuff, and with derealization, like it's like you're looking through the glass at life all of a sudden.
Yeah.
With depersonalization, it's the same thing happens with your own thought processes and your own everything internal.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd
be fun. So you basically start viewing yourself as the titted apron, and you start realizing your own thoughts are cliche and hack.
Well, kind of. It's like you start...
And they fall in on themselves.
Because you have, with derealization, you become very aware of everything, right? But then with depersonalization, you start becoming very aware of your thoughts about being aware of everything.
Oh, that's good.
Have you been having that as well?
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, I'm totally aware of it.
But do you think, like, is it a similar kind of thing where you feel detached from your own thought processes and your own?
Yeah, because I'm sort of like the only thing that's belies it all is you're aware of your thoughts, and I'm controlling them now and changing my sleep pattern and becoming totally automated, right? Like a robot. I really am trying to restrict my food and coffee. Like, I'm thinking about quitting everything to just go down to basically binary, nothing happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like pulling sleep. But the thing that's annoying is the insight, the only thing that's failing to deliver is I feel if you're able to ride this wave, you should have a moment of clarity that allows you to break through. Like, as in, you should say with trading and stuff, you should be able to make the dream, which is what I've always fantasized of, the 100 million.
I think, look, this is
you should be able to see the maneuvers.
This is the issue with it. and it's what I've found with taking psychedelics from immediately after the first time. I remember the first time I was 21, and I remember the moment of derealization, and it was a big fucking nightmare. It was like seeing the Matrix, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I at home later, I threw a bottle through a window. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next day, when I was starting to feel regular again, slowly, like it took a couple of weeks, but as I was starting to, I had to pay for a guy to come and replace the window.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, like even if the 8 hours of being on acid and all those realizations and everything that I was thinking, even if it was true and I am in some kind of matrix,
you still had to.
You have to pay for the window.
Oh, yeah.
So you can have all the derealization thoughts you want, and you can depersonalize, and you can try and automate, and you can try and like reduce your...
Yeah, for sure.
But there's no truth to get to. You can't... There's nothing to break through.
It's the same experience of anger, where you lash out and smash a mirror or smash something, and then you got to fix it. Do you know, like there's a moment of where you break and you just like, fuck it, and you just kick the side of your windscreen mirror off.
Yeah.
But then there's also where you pull back into reality and you pick it up and try to put all the glass back into the container and see if you can stick it back on together. You know what I mean? Like, you always do pay the piper. But you know what the funny thing is? It is very hard to interact when you're feeling like this.
Yeah.
It seems insane. Do you know, like just watching everything is like the movie montage of the Sandlot Kids or some movie thing where it's all things are happening and it's just a montage of experiences and visuals. You're watching T-ball and the parents are so excited and then they clap and they know the scoring and it all feels like a fucking shit reel. Do you know? Insta reel?
Yes, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel like you're watching an Insta reel. What would we do if we sang out of tune? And you're like, stand up and walk out of me. You're looking around and then you see, lend me your ears. And you see your boy bunting to half line. And we'll try not to sing out of tune. And they're all cheering for him as he runs to first base.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you see a moment with a husband and wife suddenly reconciling and holding hands. We'll be all right. We'll get through this. You'll get another job. And you're getting all these weird flashes. You're seeing things in way too much detail, I think, because you spot things. You spot the way someone loads up the car and you're like, they're going to get divorced. And you can feel like, you can tell how everyone's relationship's going on podcasts by the way they talk about their partner. You're like, that's over. That's fucked. He's cheating. Oh, fuck, she's going to leave him. 3 months max. There's no way you can get treated like that. Look at his tonality. It's a lot like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Once you become aware of like language and how important it is, right? The word choice, then you become acutely aware of people's their tells, because the way they describe expresses whether it's come to pass is what will come to pass. The reverence they give to another human being, or the respect, or the way they term them, you can tell where they're at. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Where they so often people talk about their partner like an encumbrance, like a chore.
Yeah.
And the language is all there. Yeah, she'll be coming. Do you know? And you can just hear it. And you go like, yeah, it's going. Do you know? And I'm like, they're not aware. And then 6 months, a year later, sometimes they stay together. That's my favorite. Because that is joyless grind. And you can just tell, like, you can tell in this dissociative state where all the weak points are in their relationship. Like, he's insecure, she's trying to reassure him, but she's not liking that insecurity, and that's probably what will destroy them, because she must keep giving reassurances that they're... Do you know what I'm saying? Like different vibes, or he's very dismissive of their feelings and trying to make pass something off as a joke, but she's seeing it very seriously.
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, it's just a bit of a laugh. It's not funny.
Yeah, when you are analyzing everything rather than experiencing anything.
Yeah.
When you have this derealization perspective, and
yes,
you are looking at everything from the outside.
The motive. What you're seeing is the motive.
It's hard to stop doing it, because it's all because that's breaking out of the derealization mode.
It's extreme nihilism. It's extreme nihilism. So like when you're in a moment and the admin dickhead does the snake, everyone just sees it in the moment, but I see the motive. I see his motive and the group's motive, and I'm only looking at that, which is why they look over at me and go like, I'm the only one laughing. Like when I watched Napoleon and I laughed at the sex scenes, I'm looking at motives of the person that made that scene and filmed it.
Yeah, and you're thinking about what it was like to film it and write the scene.
I'm just like, why did they do so rough-handed? Why were they like that? But I'm saying to you, like, once you start viewing in that dissociative thing, you really are framing things very different to everyone else, so you do seem crazy because you will see the motive rather than in the now and just experiencing that. They have put 3 candy canes at the front of the Alcock home and they're excited to be in there. I just look at the desperation to have some festive feeling and feel like we're part of it. We've got turkey. We're just like the rest of the street. We're all fucking having turkey. Do you know, I think so many of people's Christmas days is just trying to convince themselves that they are a family. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we're just like all the other families. We too get drunk and have trifle.
Yeah, it's about creating the experience and not so much about having it.
And it's sort of a reassuring each other, like, yeah. This is ours doing what everyone else says they do.
But even that, man, like idealized Christmas Day or those idealized family moments, like those are simulacra as well. Like that's just like it's an ad from like the 1960s of what a Christmas Day looks like.
Yeah, dude, it's the fucking pork ad.
It's been filtered down so many times, and now it's something that people try and plan. So they've got a photo of it, of what they have in the...
Dude.
They replicate the image in their mind in real life.
Everyone's replicating the image, and it's like it's the Australia Day pork ad. All those, the montage, you know, the pork on your fork ad, the annual.
I don't. We didn't have this in New Zealand, but tell me about it.
Those quintessential fucking moments that they want captured. The trifle. Yeah. The housewife with sweat on her brow doing her famous potato salad. The fucking pulling of the dicks or whatever. What are they called? The Christmas bonbons. Pulling of the bonbons.
The crackers. Yeah. The pulling of the dicks.
The circle jerk. The official circle jerk moment where everyone holds each other's dicks and tugs. But all those things. The pull. Someone on a fucking, on the little seahorse pool being pulled into the water. The uncle overpowering the more conservative aunt into the water. She giggling as her boobs sort of fall out of her top. I don't know. But you know these moments?
A series of Kodak commercials.
Yeah, and the thing is every backyard's doing the same ones.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Barnes, the nerd borrowing a cigarette off the younger kid behind the shed. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, still grab one when I can, man. Do you know what I mean? Just these fucking, someone drink driving home, someone falling asleep on the couch. We've eaten so much. Well, you'll sleep well tonight, won't you? Fuck, we've eaten a truckload. Wow, we're regretting that last fucking Jack Daniels, aren't you? In the pool we go. One more game of darts. I don't know what their fucking celebrations are, but they're all cliche, Matt. And it is very much Hallmark cards. And it's just an Insta reel snapping in these moments. And you're all a cast of it. But then if you're dissociative, you're wandering around going like fucking click, click, boom, click, click, boom, pretending to kill yourself. Do you know? Because you came out of it. I need to try and get back into it, dude. I've got to find a way to get back in.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is I feel like you have it's a very binary option that you have a binary option or choice to make right now. It's like you can continue to be in the state of derealization, but there's nothing there, man. Like I don't think...
Yeah.
I've spent a long time in that place.
It's the moment where you go out of the water and gasp for air. That's the feeling that you're in. And you're better off underwater, as you're drifting to the bottom. When you lie in the water, one of the greatest, like, even people with ADHD, all of them. If you lie in a pool of water and just float to the bottom, all your thoughts, because you're sort of simulating a death, that's your brain just goes good, right? All the noise shuts out. That's why, like ADHD people should just be fucking held in pools with pool scoops underwater and just keep occasionally popping up so their brain can work. Do you know what I mean? They should do all they should have offices where people are just pushed underwater, ADHD people, so they can really focus in on the task. But I'm saying you're better off just drifting like American Beauty, The Bag and the Breeze, and just be like, what would we do? And then suddenly you look over and you push someone in the pool and you're like, can I bum one of those? Haven't had it in years, but you still have the urge. You still have the urge. Fuck. Don't mind me. I just had too much trifle. Going to put on my fucking tit apron. Cook some fucking prawns. Do you know? Tit apron.
I know.
And then someone looking over and it's time for the photo. And what do? Oh, you pretend to drain the tit into your beer can like you do every year. Milking the tit in the background of the photo. Do you think they got that? Bump knuckles with fucking Uncle Dog. Ditsy.
Man, I need a piss. Can we take a break and do another?
Yeah, that's it. That's a good enough episode. 1 hour.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll do you need to get a coffee?
Put that up, but we didn't do one. We haven't said one joke, dude. I've got to get on meds. These are all like philosophical nightmares. Pop philosophy.
Leveraging your home, margin personal